I'm going to show you guys how to make javarisi vadam. So people will tell you that this is something you can do only in hot sunny places. Not true. I managed to do it even in places like Philadelphia in the middle of winter. You definitely need a dry place though. Okay, the starting material for this is Sabudhana. You find it in most Indian stores. Take 1 cup of this. And soak it in water. I used 1.5 cups of Sabudhana and I put close to 4 cups of water. I'm going to set this aside and wait for 2 hours. The sago, Sabudhana, javarisi, whatever you want to call it, has been soaked for more than 2.5 hours right now. I've been stirring this every half an hour or so. I think you can see the consistency of this thing. It's soaked and it looks like big balls. I think this Sabudhana is very old and the quality of it is not very good, because usually in 1 hour it should almost disintegrate and you shouldn't be able to see the individual balls. So I'm going to pour this into this big vessel. Using 2 more cups of water to make this whole thing pretty loose. If you go to the Indian store to buy the sago, you get this green chili, which is I think a Thai chili variant or the Indian green chili. So 2 medium-sized chilies should do for 1.5 cups of. I'm going to grind this chili in the mixer for a second. I'm going to set this guy aside. The medium heat actually. And we're going to start stirring it. And this time I'm going to use this type of a ladle so it's easy. Good. Okay, the chili is ground into the liquid right now. So the ingredients for this are pretty simple. You got the Sabudhana in the water, and we are going to keep stirring it till you cannot really identify the Sabudhana that well, and it's got like, it becomes a colloid. We got 2 ground chilies. We're going to use salt and a lot of asafoetida or hing as they call it. Again, if you're not familiar with this, I recommend that you go to the Indian store and get this. It's called asafoetida, and it's the main ingredient in this is gum arabica. I'm going to pour the chili powder in. Sorry, not chili powder, the ground chili mix in there. Spoon of salt, but if you want to be exact, take 1 big spoon. The proportions more or less should be close for this amount. I'm going to use a liberal dose of hing because that really gives this a flavor. Already getting to a nice consistency. I'm going to add some more water because I think I get a little more out of this. I'm going to cut the heat a little bit too, from medium heat to low medium. I have to constantly keep stirring this guy. You will get some resistance to stirring, and that means it's become a gel of sorts, and that's exactly what you're going for. So 1.5 cups of sago, 7 to 7.5 cups of water total, and we've been stirring this in medium heat from like 12:42 to like 12:46, like 4 minutes, and from then on for another almost 20 minutes now. And you can see that when I pour this, it doesn't break, and it's almost like a gelatinous consistency, and most of it is blended into the liquid. You don't want this to be too thick that you cannot take this and pour it onto the plastic sheet. At the same time, you don't want it too watery, because then you will never get a vadam that's consistent. So I'm going to stop here and let it cool down, and I'm going to filter this guy. By the way, the time is 1:10, so it's been like 5-6 minutes I think. and you can see the surface of this is already become like a vadam. So that means we did good. So I'm going to mix that. This is almost cool enough to be poured onto the saran wrap. So I'm going to move over, and the part is, if it is sunny outside, you can do this outside in the hot sun and give a couple of sticks to your kids and put them on guard duty for the squirrels and crows that come to try and eat this stuff. This being California and it being January and the outside being near 40 degrees, we're going to do it slightly differently. And just in case, remember, a small volume can have a large surface area. So I made 2 cups, but I'm going to be able to spread it pretty thin. Kavurdanda kuti. Javarisi vadam. Okay. So you take a little bit in the ladle and then you pour it like this. Yeah, it's going to become yummy javarisi vadam.
Is it the Karudan javarisi vadam?
Yes.
The one that
Yes, the one that we porichi. Irumada kuttis. Nagadagada the pannirren, na? Because once it dries.
If you put it in the jar, you want it to dry by the light?
First, we will let it dry inside the house because it's almost raining outside. We can always take it out and put it in the sun when the sun comes out. And then we can bring it back inside the house when the sun goes. And we need to do that for the next 3 or 4 days till it's completely finished. And if the sun doesn't come out, it's fine. We'll just let it sit on our dining room table. It will still dry. Okay, so once you dry this thing, you can store it for years, decades I can actually say, because I still have some left from the batch that I got in like 95. So once this is dried, it looks like this. It's almost see-through, and you can see the little small dots of the original sago that was used. And one thing I found out when I came here was instead of in Philadelphia it would be cold in the winter, and if you try to deep fry it in oil, the smoke alarms would go off and it would be a perpetual problem. So I figured that if you actually take this and take a glass of water and dip them in water, simply dip them in water and shake off the excess water and put it in the microwave, or the best effects for the best results, get like a little spray bottle which shoots a fine mist of water, and just leave this in the microwave and spray a fine mist of water into that and watch it. So you don't need to do any deep frying in oil, and once it starts frying, turn it upside down to the other side and flip it around. So it started to fry just like it's in oil. Flip it upside down. You got to watch this though, because if you don't, then it will start burning pretty fast in the microwave, and you'll have a smoke problem in your house anyways. But here goes. Cholesterol free, no oil. So pretty good, huh? So you could do the same trick for frying papad and most of the deep fried side dishes from South India. Instead of using oil, you can just put in the microwave and do this. Even my mom appreciates this when I told her that, because now in India she just fries vadams in the microwave. Hope you have fun making javarisi vadam. It's a long process and it takes you a week to get to the finished product, but I think it's worth it. Have fun.